My name is Tina Houchins, and I want to welcome you guys to the call to our Women of Power. We are a women of, like I said, a women of conviction, women of power, women of strength, and we are looking to empower other women. And we are looking to build a group of women who are looking to empower other women. And I want to bring up to the mic a woman who is leading the way, who's heading this group of powerful women. She's a woman of God, a wife, a mother. Her name is Michelle W. Kofer. She has built a six-figure company leading women and showing us the way on how to empower other women and lead a group of women on just a group of powerful women on how to just move out of our own way and build a powerful business and help each other to just build a beautiful team. So Michelle, take it away.
Can you hear me, Miss Tina?
I can.
Awesome, awesome. So first of all, good evening to you, and thank you for bringing us in on Who Run the World. Listen, ladies, if you're out there and you know that it is our hour to shine as women, it is our time to take our reign and take our spot. Go ahead and put wow in the chat. Are you a woman of worth? Are you a woman of power, a woman of dignity, integrity? And that's what this whole movement is about. Sisterhood. You know, I'm so excited to have Miss Tina bringing us in tonight with that energy. But let me tell you guys, she is a wild woman, you know, someone who, she didn't share a story, but who was former military, served our country for over 16 years, you know, literally ended up retired from an injury. And, you know, sometimes women, we end up losing our jobs or we lose our place in the corporate sector. And we just kind of feel like, can I find my way? But she was able to find her voice again amongst these other powerful, wild women. But not only that, also moving to entrepreneurship. And she herself has been able to have some great success, been able to speak on platforms and empower women all across the nation, even though she hails from the great state of Michigan. So listen, you're invited tonight and we're excited to have you. One of our fellow Wild Sisters has invited you, but ladies, we have a mission to, in the midst of an economic downturn, to go out here and literally help thousands of women get their buying power back, overcome economic disparity, and ultimately become financially empowered. And so if you're on here tonight and you want to build wealth and legacy for your family, go ahead and put me in the chat, because I just want to do a temperature check. We focus on several things through this movement, guys. It's entrepreneurship. You're going to hear all about it. We actually get the privilege and honor to partner with an amazing company as affiliates. But guess what? Inside of our movement, we focus on sisterhood and spiritual growth, right? So many of us are kingdom women, and I love that because we get to be who we are. Very transparent place of growth. We focus on financial literacy. Listen, if you learn about financial literacy in school, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. But if you did not, put a 2. If you're wishing like, I wish somebody would have told me not to do that. I wish somebody would have told me not to get that credit card, not to let my boyfriend put that apartment in his name, put a 2 in the chat. That's many of us in America right now. We focus on entrepreneurship, right? Emphasis is on her because this is the hour of the girl boss. And so we want every woman who is connected to this movement to understand it doesn't matter if you're like me, who was a social worker for 16 years, never had any experience in entrepreneurship. This movement can show you how to be a successful entrepreneur, how to focus on home ownership, because guys, that's the key to start building wealth. Real estate is the passport to you going out there and building wealth. And obviously having the right resources, having the right network, having the right information puts you in position to be a wealth builder. Put a 1 in the chat if you're on the line tonight and you're like, you know what, I know where I want to be, but I'm just not there yet. Put a 1 in the chat. This is me, guys. I'm a debt freedom advocate. Now that might sound a little weird considering the fact that I grew up in the projects. I grew up to a single family mom. I was a struggling social worker. My husband was an Uber driver. So you're thinking like social worker, you're definitely not putting financial freedom with that, right? Well, I got into this industry about 5 years ago as a result of actually needing my own credit restored. I went through 8 months of unemployment, Y'all can put me in the chat if you've ever been laid off or unemployed, underemployed. But I went through 8 months of unemployment. And even though I felt like, my $43,000 salary was doing something good, what I found out was I was like most Americans. I didn't have a rainy day fund. I didn't have any savings. And subsequently, you guys, everything that I had fought hard to build, I lost. I end up, literally almost foreclosing on a home. I had to surrender 2 cars back to the bank. And for about 2 years, from 2015 to 17, I just lived with bad credit and living broke. And I don't know if anybody know what it feels like to rob Peter to pay Paul, but I heard Jane tell Janet, it don't feel real good, sis, right? Listen, it don't feel good. And I was in that place. And in 2017, if you're a mom tonight, put mom in the chat. In 2017, I looked at my daughter, who at the time was about 15 months old, and I said, this will not be the legacy I leave. This will not be the cycle I perpetuate. And I said, God, this is not your best for me. And I remember saying that, and I was like, I need an opportunity. I need something that could change my life. And literally, that was top of 2017. And in March of 2017, God introduced my husband to the work from home space, financial literacy. A month later, even though I was very reluctant and he had to drag me in, a month later, I got started April 2017. As a result, we built some significant wealth, show other people how to build 6-figure business from home. And so we've been in this space and we love it. And so when I saw this platform, I immediately said yes, because I want people to know that regardless of where you are in America right now, people are hurting. You can be a part of that solution. So ladies, tonight, we want to welcome you not just to WOW Women of Wealth. We want to welcome you to an emerging, I want to say, revolutionary movement that's happening right now across America called DebtCleanse. And so what do we do with DebtCleanse? Our vision is to be able to bring equity and change to Americans' financial system. And what do I mean with that? Everybody know about predatory lending, right? Do I have any realtors on the line? People know about predatory lending. We know that the minority community, we're oftentimes segued and cut off from having home ownership, from starting businesses, from having funding. So our role is to be able to bring equity. And then this is a call full of women, right? So we know in the corporate sector, it's hard for us to get up to the top. So tonight, this movement is all about showing us how to shatter those glass ceilings. And so why do we do what we do? Because we want to show people that they are limitless. We want to take the limits off and show people you can go out here and live confidently. You don't have to be Louis Prada down to the socks. You can go out here and live a strong, comfortable financial life with the right information. And how we do it is going out here and helping every sister get her buying power back. Because we know we start with the women, we can get the whole house, we can get the whole family. Somebody put amen in the chat to that. But we are going to help America break free of debt. And we provide people with, powerful debt solutions. That's our promise. Powerful debt solutions to guide you to a better future. Now, I know these are not queens, but these are some gentlemen I highly, highly respect. Mr. Chet Seeley is the CRO of this company, you guys. I've personally been mentored by this gentleman who is a multimillionaire. He's a businessman, leader to leaders, but we call him Cha-Ching Chet because when it comes to getting to the bag, y'all, he knows how to show people how to do that. He spearheaded several movements. In fact, 2 movements that took those companies to $1 billion mark. Somebody put a capital B in the chat. $1 billion mark. So this is a leader to leaders. But let me tell you what happened. He ended up merging and meeting with Mr. George Newberry, who is a phenomenal wealth builder and strategist. George actually is a real estate investor, and he had over 4,000 units that he ended up losing as a result of a natural disaster. Our prayers go out to right now everybody who is in the path of Ian, Florida, now up to the Carolinas. But he had something similar to happen, and he ended up losing over 4,000 properties, which left him with $23 million in debt, right? And so he never filed a bankruptcy. What he did, he figured out there was a back door to getting this debt off his credit. There was a back door to getting these creditors off his phone. And I remember my first encounter with Mr. Newberry. He was talking about how he had chewed his nails up so bad, stressing about money, grinding his teeth. Listen, if you're on the line tonight and you know anybody who's ever been in a place financially and it was dark, put a 1 in the chat, because whether it was you or somebody, you know somebody that's been in a hard place, y'all. I've been in that place. Tina's been in that place. Many of you have been in that place, but guess what? He created a way to come out, and he published that in his book. He wrote a book, bestseller, Amazon, called DebtCleanse. And then in 2018, there's Miss Tina got her book. Y'all see that book up there? he talks about all things, how to get financially free. Well, 2018, he started this revolutionary system. And then recently he said, he and Chet came together and they said, let's give people an opportunity to go out there and be debt freedom advocates. Let's give people a voice, even in the midst of everything happening in America. Let's give people a voice, because we know the facts are the facts. 40% of Americans are struggling just to make basic household meat, right? I heard our president, Joe Biden, say that the average American does not have $600 in their savings account. And you don't have to say me to that, but I've been there. I know what it's like to be educated and master's educated. Y'all, if you got a degree on here, put a 2 in the chat. I know what it's like to be educated and you look like, you know, you got it going on to your family and friends, but the truth of the matter is you're struggling and you don't like it. Y'all, see yourself right here. When it comes to credit cards, just paying your bills, paying your mortgage, car notes, student loans, most people can't just say, I'll write a check and pay the bill and be done. I know for me, when I look at this, bills that I hate that I have, it's my student loan. Now, grateful to God, I've been able to pay off over $47,000 of debt using income from this industry. But guess what? I still got $136,000 worth of student loan debt, and I'll never use those degrees again. And so we know that people are struggling, and they're struggling financially. And if you're struggling financially, America has this system called FICO. So you miss a payment on something, and they say, "Oh, you're no longer worthy." Ladies, listen, what I want you to understand is right now in America, 3/4 of every buying decision is done with credit, right? Now, this is not a credit presentation, but I want you to understand something, because your legacy is tied to how you're being judged at the bank. Okay, you heard me on that? Your legacy is being judged based on how the bank looks at you, how they perceive you. And it's also, your legacy is contingent upon whether or not you have access. Somebody put access. As a woman of wealth, our goal is to help you gain access. We want to make sure you know that 35% of your payment history affects that FICO, because if the FICO is bad, you can't get access. We want you to understand and keep those credit lines under 30%. And if you don't have credit, you need it, because without it, you're missing out, and you're not, you're not really maximizing the system, if you will, right? 15% length of history. This is why you don't close out accounts that we got in college, right? They told us to get the baseball cap or get the bag and get the credit card. And now here we are 18 years later from college, and we're like, I don't want this no more. Don't close it out, ladies. Can I educate you? 10% of your credit score is calculated based on new credit. This is those hard inquiries. This is why when we get together for brunch and go shopping, don't apply for the credit card at Neiman's. Do not do it. You don't want unnecessary inquiries on your credit, because that can be damaging to your credit scores, about 10% of your credit, as a matter of fact. And then having a proper credit mix. This is why you do want to have installment and revolving accounts, right? And so the thing about it is our behavior affects our credit score. Our credit score affects our ability to get access to the system, right? Put access in the chat. Well, we're going to allow you to gain access to attorneys. Hear me, attorneys, not paralegals, not people posting online, pretending to be educated about this. We're going to give you access to an attorney that you will work with directly, who can not only help with your credit, y'all, they can dispute debt. They go in and they actually leverage consumer laws. There's over 7 of them, federal, state laws, that they leverage to get the debt gone. Did you hear me say George had $23 million of debt and never filed a bankruptcy and now has excellent credit? Did you hear me say that? So they help with your debt. They help elevate your credit score, and obviously giving you the tools that you need to build a financial future. What I want you to know is, ladies, where you're going shouldn't be dictated by your debt. Your plan, God has something way bigger than you, than struggling every day. If you believe, I don't know who I got on the line today, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you believe that you are blessed to be a blessing, put blessed in the chat. Because I can tell you right now, we can hope and a wishing and a manifesting all we want to, but if we don't start putting these practical things in place for our finances, y'all, debt is going to continue to consume us. So first, what we do here is we give you a personal debt freedom strategic plan. What that means, this is custom to you. You may have been through a divorce. You may have gotten laid off. You may have had medical bills. You may have had cancer and overcoming. This is specific to you. No one credit profile looks the same. So everybody shouldn't have DIY kits with the same letter. Can somebody say that makes sense? No credit profile looks the same. So I shouldn't be paying you $300 and you giving me the same letter you gave Tina and you gave Wendy and you gave Tangela. That doesn't make sense. So this is a customized approach, and guess who it's done by? It's done by attorneys. These are consumer debt attorneys. They're on a retainer for us as a company for you. And then second, we create and execute that strategic plan. So they're going to look at everything that's negatively impacting your report. They're going to dispute accordingly. And guess what? They're looking for those violations of any of those legal statutes, federal and consumer state laws. Yeah, y'all put a 1 if you heard of a Fair Credit Reporting Act. Somebody trying to call me. Put a 1 if you heard of Fair Credit Reporting Act. But guess what? There are far more laws than that when it comes to credit. People just only talk about FCRA. But third, we're going to go ahead and make sure we fight for you. So every month, you guys, not only are you meeting with your attorney when you get started, you are meeting with the attorney every single 35 days. And they're going to look at your plan and make sure you're on track to be able to be where you need to be in a short period of time. So just imagine, and I'm not going to harp this too long. Imagine you have a 730 credit score, because I know what it feels like to have a 550. So when they say over here 6.5 interest rate, I know what that feels like. But imagine you had a 730 and you're looking at your boyfriend and he has a 599. Of course, you're looking at him sideways, you know, like, I don't know about him. But listen, it's going to cost him about $201,000 more if he were to buy the same house you bought at a 30-year fixed rate, because he has bad credit. Somebody put ouch in the chat. And now I can talk about this next one very personally, because listen, I had a 550 credit score before I ever let professionals help me with my credit. Just saw a picture in my timeline the other day, but I drove all the way from Georgia to Tennessee to buy a Nissan Altima, and I walked away with a 24.8% interest rate with Santander. So if y'all know Santander, that means you know people with bad credit, and we can change that. You hear me? But my credit score was a 550. My interest rate was a 24.8%. But guys, look, if you go out there and you have great credit, you got let's just say you got a 730, you're talking about an interest rate of 1.99, right? My current card has an interest rate of 3%. And I know people who have interest rates at 0% because they got excellent credit leveraging this industry. But look at the difference. You're talking about over $9,000 more for living with bad credit. And when we start to think about it, ladies, you know, Beyonce talks about being drunk in love. No, America not drunk in love. She drunk in debt, okay? So she is out here drowning in debt. And that's not how it was designed, y'all. We want to be the lender, not the borrower. We want to owe nobody anything except to love them. And when you think about 53% of Americans have credit cards and they can only pay the minimum, y'all, that means every dime you pay is going to interest. So no wonder we can't get debt free, right? And then 43% of people are spending more money than they make. Now, I know it's a Friday night and I'm glad we got all of us on here, but listen, sis, stay out the mall. Prioritize your financial goals. Like, get this stuff together and then reward yourself on the back end. Can we say agreed? Let's agree on that, because women of wealth, we're not just business builders. We're sisters of accountability, right? So we got to hold you accountable to staying out the mall. 76% of people live paycheck to paycheck. The big business has made it so easy, y'all, for us to be struggling, because now you can go in any store and you can get Sizzle and Afterpay. But just because you can get it broken up over payments doesn't mean you need it. See, we got to start having a better wealth conscious, a better financial conscious, because debt is killing us. So what does it mean to get your life back on track? If you're overwhelmed with debt, y'all, it's time for you to start choosing yourself over these creditors. You were not born just to live, to pay bills, to die. Can somebody say amen to that? And then you should be able to replace worry and stress with happiness and hope, that when we look down your Facebook, we really see a wild woman. We don't see a woman who's pretending to be financially free and dressed up, right? We want you to be able to literally create a life that you and your family deserve. So the DebtCleanse system can be your path to financial freedom. As a member with this program, you have access to real attorneys. Like, you have their contact information. Your attorney, you have their information, and they're going to go out there and dissolve disputed debt, improve and elevate your credit score so you can live the life that you want to live. And I already explained earlier 4 simple steps. 1, they're going to analyze your credit. 2, they're going to start the disputes. Now, those disputes can be written. Those disputes can be over phone. Y'all, they got a gangster system here. I'm telling you, I'm going to see if somebody can share their testimony from their engagement with attorneys so far, but they are bad to the bone. And then they have dispute escalation. So ladies, hold this. Dispute escalation means we challenge something on a credit and it doesn't come off. Guess what? they're going to take it to trial. They're going to put litigation in place. This is game changer. There's nothing in the market like this. They are going to fight legally to get you compensation, because if your rights have been violated, you're owed money. And then future management, again, that ongoing regular point of contact where you are meeting with your client. Now, if you're my realtor sister brokers on here, tax pros, this would be them meeting with your client population on a monthly basis. So you can kind of lift your hands up and relax. So sign up for DebtCleanse. The first step to get started is simple. Basically get back with whoever invited you, but don't leave because I got more. But get back with the person that invited you and say, look, I'm ready for a debt cleanse. Clean me up, girl. Clean the whole house up. Guess what, ladies? It's $79 a month to get started. And that's a monthly no contract fee. There's a one-time $49.95 setup fee for the consultation. So when you first come on board, it's $129. Every month after that, it's only $79.95. But I want you to stay around, because I'm gonna show you in a minute how, as an advocate, we get that for free. But anyway, you get monthly consultations, you get debt analysis tool, the score simulator. Y'all put some fire symbols in the chat. The score simulator is gangster. I have a young lady that partnered with me, and she is a real estate broker. And she said, oh my God, this is like the home buyer's dream, because this simulator can show you how to manipulate your score based on cash on hand, based on items coming off, based on you changing your patterns. Then you get a score tracker. The letters are sent for you. Put it in chat. The letters are sent for you. So there's no licking stamps, so you can keep your cute little MAC lipstick on. There's no licking stamps, y'all. There's no mailing anything off. They're doing everything for you. Attorney guided process. You get all 3 credit scores, and you get $1 million of identity theft protection, because we know right now, with us being online as much as we are, cybercrime is at an all-time high. So we're going to help you protect that identity. All right. So listen, I'm going to pivot right here, and I want y'all to follow me. So I just told y'all all about our amazing DebtCleanse system. Somebody put value in the chat. Let me see this chat. Somebody put value. Did you get any value out of that, Geraldine, Chelsea, Starlin, Tangela? Did anybody get any value? Listen, I want y'all to stay put, because there's a part 2, right? But before I do that, I just want to see if there's anybody on here tonight that has had an experience with the attorneys that they would like to share. If you do, I see one hand go up, Ms. Whitfield. We're going to let her come up and talk about this. Good to see you, Leah Thomas. We're going to let Ms. Whitfield talk about her experience. Y'all, I can't contain myself. Can y'all tell? It's late on a Friday, but when I say there's nothing like this in the marketplace, this sisterhood is going to be phenomenally different than anything that's out there. So Miss Yolanda Whitfield, I'm going to go ahead and turn the floor over to you. Let's talk about your experience so far. Bronte Mowbray is in the building. Come on. Yolanda, how has your experience with the attorneys been so far with DebtCleanse?
Thank you so much. Sorry I can't come on camera because I'm driving. But my experience, it's been great. I started 1 week, and then I got my call from my attorney. Granted, I did miss this call, but they called me back. When I got my call back, he literally went on the phone with me, and my credit attorney name is Jason. So Jason literally looked at my credit report and saw some things on there, and he noticed something that I've been trying to get off my report for the longest, which was a repo. It came off with one credit bureau, but it didn't come off the others. So he looked at it and he said, this is statute of limitation. This is a lawsuit. He said, what we're going to do is we're going to put a lawsuit to Honda and get you compensated because it's a statute of limitation, and that's against the law to be reported on your credit report. So then he put in, I said, you're going to put it on a Friday? He said, yeah, I'm putting it in right now. And then that day on Monday, I went into my portal and I saw that he actually put the letters in. It really went to Experience. He literally sent it out to Hyundai. And I literally got a call yesterday to set up my phone disputes. So with the other accounts that he saw in my report. So my credit attorney is gangster. I love the service, and I can't wait until like 30 days when he calls me back to let me know what that lawsuit going to be about with Honda.
Wow. Listen, y'all, put some fire symbols in the chat. So I'm going to move real quick, but just so you understand, she said her attorney's name is Jason. We have attorneys in all 50 states. We have attorneys in 47 states. We don't have them in Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Hawaii, but you will know who you're working with. You're not working with somebody online presenting to be some kind of credit gangster, right? You're going to be working with an attorney who you will know, and this is going to be your attorney, guys. Like, listen, if you want to go sit down in somebody's seat, and I know I see my sister on here as a notary, if you want to go sit down with an attorney right now, you're going to pay between $250, $300, right? But you're getting that every single month in this program for $79. Like, that's less than, let me put my tax hat on. That's about $2.60 something. If somebody do the math on that. Yeah, that's about $2.66. I'm doing the math in my head, y'all. $2.66 a day. So it makes sense. But let me show you how you can get excited and you can partner with us in this movement. Thank you so much, Ms. Whitfield, because sometimes people just got to understand like that it's really, really happening, right? But there's an opportunity for you to be an advocate. And if you know anything about advocacy, y'all, it means you fight for the rights of the people. I was a social worker for 16 years. I fought for underprivileged families, inner city kids and families every single day of my life for 16 years. And never once was I in control of my income. I got into this industry of working from home and affiliate relationships, y'all. And I was able to not just create my own first 6 figures, but I made multiple 6 figures working from home and showed 7 people how to do the same thing, right? And so now I'm like, okay, God, you done pivoted us and you're getting ready to take this thing to the next level. So if you're on the line tonight and you're like, you know what, I want to secure the bag, not for today, but for legacy, go ahead and put the word legacy in the chat, because I'm going to talk about the DebtCleanse advocacy, meaning you can go out here and you can have a voice. And guess what, sis? You don't have to be ashamed that you got a 550 right now. You don't have to be ashamed that your car got repossessed, because guess what? You don't do the work. You're just advocating for the community of Americans who are underserved, underprivileged, and have been denied access. You're just advocating for us. And so it does take hard work to go out here and build a business. And some people are just plain out lazy, so they will not make any money at all. We got to let you know that. But listen, if you're willing to lead, you're willing to learn, you're willing to be dedicated to empowering other people, then you can go out here and live life according to your terms. Before we get started, let me just make this picture clear. Don't jump off and stay to the end, but I want you to understand, I said, Joe Biden said most people don't have $600. Why are Americans drunk debt? Why is it, sis, that even if you're on the line right now and you make 6 figures, why don't you bring all of that home? Why is your gross and net 2 different numbers, right? So it's because America has it structured to keep us in this cycle of rat race. We are in a perpetual cycle of lack and debt, but we're going to break that as wild women. But I'm going to show you why this makes sense for you to become an advocate. Number one, because most of us are spending money that we don't need, to big business. That's in the middle. That's the holidays coming up. That's shopping, birthdays, vacations. We got to go to Dubai. We got to go to Greece, but we know our credit scores are 430, right? So a third of our income is sucked up by marketing. Starbucks. Who loves Amazon? Be honest. It's just us, y'all. Who loves Amazon in chat? Put me. You love getting those packages at your door. They have psychologically rendered us to succumb to big business. So big business get about a third of our income out the gate. Debt get another third. So we can't avoid paying our mortgage or rent. We can't avoid paying our credit cards and car notes, because if we do, our credit is going to be horrible. Then they tell us we got to get educated. So we owe these student loans that we ready for Biden to give us some leniency because we know we can't pay them. But guess what? That's debt. That's another third of your income. So right there, 2/3 of your income is already gone. And now we go over here to good old Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam going to get his off the top regardless. Listen, ladies, a third of your income is going to go to taxes, and there is not, this is factual. There's nothing you can do about it. Ad valorem taxes, property taxes, payroll taxes, grocery store taxes. I got my nails done earlier this week, and it was a sign up there to say, if you use a credit card, there's a 3.99% tax just for using a credit card. How else am I going to pay? Well, America has this perpetual cycle where a third is gone here, third is gone there. Y'all, 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 is what? It's 100%. Do we see now why our money is gone and we ain't in control of it? Let me show you how to get it back, because if it's gone, we need to add some back to the household. This is how you earn and expand your income. With DebtCleanse, you go out there and you share this system with people. The company's going to minimally give you 50% of every referral off the top. I'm not seeing anything like that where a company is going to automatically split their portions with you, and you're not paying the attorneys, you're not doing the HR, you're not doing all the big overhead. They're giving you 50% of every referral. Then you get 15+% on a monthly basis for every membership. And you can go out here and build a team. So all my real estate pros on the line, I know y'all are going to love this because it's team building. You already do that. So you can build a team of like-minded women, and then they give you an accelerator bonus because we know success loves speed. You go out here, share this with other women, and they're going to incentivize you, right? My stuff moved off the screen, but let me just make it plain for you. You share information with other people who are tired of being stressed out financially. They're tired of drowning in debt. They're tired of bad credit. They want to own a house too. Y'all, when I decided to do something about my credit, I went from living in an apartment that had mold in it to now having my own house, my own office. Like, interest rate is 2.25% on a mortgage. So I got in position. Every time you help somebody get in position, you're going to make between $40 and $83 of that. That's 50% up to 103%. So at some point, you're going to make more than what the customer's paying. You earn direct residual. How many of y'all got a light bill? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 if you got a gas bill. Put a 3 if you got a cell phone bill. Put a 4 if you got rent or mortgage. Put a 5 if you got daycare. Okay, what I want you to understand is those are residual bills. Those bills come every month, whether you want to see them or not, they come in. So if you got residual bills, you need residual income. So this gives you $12 to $24 residually for every person you refer. Now, I've been in a platform similar to this, and the most I've ever gotten was $12. So when I saw this, I was like, hold on. I get paid over and over and over. Yes, you do. Imagine you are a senior advocate, y'all. We got $17 is your residual on a senior advocate, and you go out there. Let's say you help 20 people. That's an additional $340 that you add. But let's say you help 200 people, because we know over 80 million people need what we offer. But let's say you help 200 people. Now you're talking about residually, that's $3,400 you just got for going out there and sharing this message of financial freedom. And then what I love is the indirect residual. So as you build an organization, once you are paid as director, y'all, this is an infinite residual. So you're going to get paid $2 to $9 on every single customer who's ever been a part of your entire organization. You don't even have to know them. Now, I love this because, like I said, I've been in this industry for a while. And in my prior company, we did get a residual on our customer override, but it went down. It started at $3 and it went down to $2 to $1.86 to 74 cents. This goes up from $2 to $9. And we're talking about every time you elevate, your income elevates. But this right here is why you lock arms with the sister that invited you here. We have something called an advocate leader check match. So this is like a bonus for you saying, you know what? I'm not going to bring you in and drop you. Put a 5 in the chat if you've ever been a manager, you've ever been a supervisor, lead rep, call center, anything like that, where you're responsible for training somebody else. Hey, Michelle, this is Sally. Sally, this is Michelle. She's going to be training you. Some of us were training our replacement. But listen, in this program, as an advocate leader, when you're reaching back and pulling people up, once you hit director and above, this company says, we're going to give you a check match. Hear me, glass ceiling just shattered. Y'all hear that glass falling? It just broke. We're going to give you minimally 25% of what they made. Let me stop the screen right here. Let's talk. In corporate America, if your coworker got a bonus and you train them, do you get a percentage of that in the chat? Yes or no? Tina shaking her head, no. I see you. Starling Shakita says no. If I train my coworker and they made $4,000 this week, I get $0. In this company, you train your coworker and she get paid, you minimally get 25%. Whatever she get, you get 25% of it. Y'all, that's where the whole game changed for me. When I saw that, I was like, why wouldn't I bring my sister up? I don't have to do anything but show her the ropes. Come on. And then the company says, we're going to give you an activity bonus, meaning as business owners, the goal is to produce income producing activity. So they say, you know what, if you do what you came to do anyway, which is build your business, and you hold that steady in a row, it's easy to do. We're going to incentivize that with more money. Somebody put more money in the chat. You go out here and you maintain 100 points each month. That's very simple, y'all. Very simple. It's 80 points on the memberships. But anywho, you hold 100 points in a row. At 3 months consecutive, they said, we're going to give you a $100 cash bonus, first quarter. Second quarter, 6 months later, we're going to give you a $250 bonus. 9 months in, $500 bonus. 12 months later, $1,000 bonus, and all you're doing is holding the business in the middle of the road. You're just building a business. And every quarter, and if you know anything about entrepreneurship, you calculate your business in quarters. Every quarter, you're getting an extra bonus just for keeping your business. But this is what I love. As a new advocate with this company, as a voice with this company, you go out there and you be serious about helping other people get started. They're going to give you an accelerator bonus. So if you go help 3 people start working on their credit, start, coming up with a game plan for debt, that are tired of being sick and tired, you go help 3 people get started on a DebtCleanse membership, they're going to give you an extra $50 bonus for those people, three people in 3 weeks. So remember I told y'all it was $40 that you make upfront minimally. They're going to give you an extra $50 for each one of those people. So technically you just made $90. The company making $79, you just made $90, right? And so how can they do that? Well, it's strategic, ladies. Then you go out here, you help 6 people by 6 weeks, you're going to get another $50 for each one of those. Help 10 people by 10 weeks, you're going to get the 10-week mark accelerator. Y'all, that's a total of extra $500 in bonuses that you get for just helping people. But again, they changed the game a lot around here. If I help you get your bonus of $150, I get $100. Does that make sense to y'all? Every time you help your business partner, your advocate, your wild woman, and it don't have to be just women, we can talk to men too, ladies, but you help her get her bonus of $150, you earn $100. You can do that unlimited number of people, y'all. There's no cap on this. So that's what I love, is the fact that I can go out here and for every person I share this with, I can earn an extra bonus of $300 just for helping them get paid. And then we got our advocate benefits. I don't know. Let me see if I got mine. I do. I have my DebtCleanse kit, y'all. We get this amazing DebtCleanse kit where it has like marketing resources. We don't even have to print stuff out. This stuff is already included to help us go out there, talk to professionals. We get the DebtCleanse book. Mr. George wrote this book, but also he wrote Burn Zone. So if you're on the line tonight, you're like, I don't have what it takes to be a boss. I don't have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. Guess what? He was a high school dropout. This man is a multi-millionaire. He's a genius, but guess what? He is one of our co-founders. So his book is in there. You read all about his journey. You also get access to our founders program. You get to work from anywhere. You get your website done, y'all. You don't have to pay somebody $300 for a website. You don't have to pay them to maintain a website. It's included. You get training support. You get tax advantages. And then I don't know. Yeah, I didn't say this yet, but you can get it for free. And I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. But with the founders program, they're looking for 50 people who are serious about building a serious legacy. If you hit the rank of director, y'all, they're going to not only give you an additional $1,000 bonus on top of all that you saw earlier, you're going to be recognized as a founding member and go and be indoctrinated into the history of this company. But what I love that's different in corporate America, you can have a voice. As a founder, you're part of the advisory council. So you drive the direction of the company. They're hearing from you on what people want, how things should be. Like, that's what I'm loving about this platform. And you can get company generated leads, meaning they're out there running funnels. They're out there generating CRMs, and they will pass those leads on to you. So to be a partner with the woman that invited you here tonight, to be an advocate with DebtCleanse, to be a sister of the Wild movement, it's only $179 to get started. Now, I will tell you it's monthly because you're going to be meeting with the attorneys just like the clients. But guess what? We all like free. Put free in the chat for me. Free, free, free. You go out there and you share this with 5 people to get started. It doesn't matter if they're members, doesn't matter if they're advocates. You have 30 days. In 30 days, you share this with 5 people to get started. They're going to waive your $79.95, and you literally are in a debt-free business and you're operating in the green. How do I sign up? How do I become a wild sister? You get back with the woman that invited you to this live or maybe to the replay, and you tell her you're ready to get started. You can go out here literally and start sharing. Your DebtCleanse kit is going to come right to your door. But even before that, we're so skilled and knowledgeable at how to grow businesses online. Your mentor can show you how to get started tonight. In fact, how to start building a business and be in training tomorrow. And then understanding, ladies, there's unlimited potential. And I got to hit this because there is no limit on how far you can go. If you believe that God has called you to prosper, there's nothing that can stop you except you. There's nothing that can stop you except you. So take out the excuses. You don't have to go talk to nobody. Listen, your husband wants you to be prosperous. You ain't got to go ask him, can we fix our credit? Can we start a business? Y'all, listen, when it comes to businesses, you got to think about supply and demand. everybody in America has a credit score, or they will have one at some point. And even if they don't have one, they can't get access. When I talk about access, you got a lot of people that you can go help. And we're being very modest. We're just saying, you know, our initial goal is to help 1,000 women. But after we hit 1,000, we know we can hit 5,000. We hit 5,000, we can hit 10,000. But we're just starting somewhere. And the person that shared this with you thought highly enough of you to say, listen, I want you to see this because I'm about to lock down and we going somewhere. And don't come looking at me next year when I'm on the beaches of Fiji and I can afford to be there for 2 weeks. And I got my feet dug in the sand somewhere over in Dubai. And you looking and trying to figure out how I'm making money, this Wi-Fi money they talking about. And the market done crashed and we buying real estate together. Don't ask her then for the link. Listen, don't ask her for the link. Yes, I forgot how to say your name, but I know my millennial millionaire up there, Geraldine's niece. Don't ask her for the link then, because I told y'all they got 50 spots. They got 50 spots for you to come in here and be a founder. Now we can still build business and you can still do some big things without being a founder, but why not have a voice at the table? They don't give us that in corporate America, especially us brown. I'm looking at brown women tonight. When last time you had a voice? Come on, sexy credit gold friends. Whitney, we're going to put that on a t-shirt. Listen, we can ask corporate to put that in the back office because guess what? We got a voice. But that's it, y'all. That's our time. Listen, we're super excited to have had you here. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but definitely because this is a sisterhood and we're transparent, we're going to open it up. If you got any questions, we'll take those questions. We'll answer them to the best of our ability. Let me go ahead and stop this again. Get back with the lady that invited you here. Let her know you're ready to get started.